Hello, and welcome to That Canon Guys Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Canon PowerShot G2. This camera right here. It looks a little old, but it still works pretty good. It's a very old camera. I don't know why I'm still hanging on to it, but I decided to do a review of it anyway. So it's a 4.0 megapixel, and then the main features are the flash hot shoe, the little data screen, rotating LCD monitor, and then I just like how the layout is on it. And on the front of the camera you have your bayonet thing, which is one thing I don't really like. You know, the newer ones you press the button and it unscrews. This one you have to unscrew the whole thing here. Just have to unscrew it. And you have your lens barrel, autofocus beam, remote control thing. This can take a remote, and then it has a really nice stereo microphone grill, and also the through the camera viewfinder. It's just through the camera, it's not a EVF or anything. And you have the flash unit. At the top you have your mode dial, the off, picture and playback modes, flash hot shoe, data screen, this zoom button, shutter button, and also the drive mode button. On the back you have all these buttons and the viewfinder with the diopter control. It's just a little switch that changes the diopter. I'll go over the buttons later. On the side you have your neck strap, little neck strap eyelet thing, and you have compact flash memory card. It takes compact flash type 1 and type 2, or the IMB micro drive, which is also called type 2, so it's okay. Close that. The bottom, instead of like the battery being actually held in, you have to pull this, and then the battery just flies right out. That's one thing I'm not quite sure I like about it. It takes BP511 batteries, and it has a really nice metal tripod socket. Now on this side you have your USB. It's the old USB, and also the DC inlet, which is the old DC inlet versus like today's newer Canon G series. And they have the AV outlet, which is missing the cap. See, normally the cap anchors here and sticks on there. Then you have your playback microphone, manual focus button, and the left neck strap eyelet. Okay, let's just power this camera on here. You can take a look at it. It's like a pretty old camera here. Let's see if I can turn down the brightness there so you can see it. Yeah, you can sort of see it. So I can turn down the brightness here. Okay, there you go. I turned down the brightness. Now you should be able to see that a little better. So let's go into manual here. Very hard to turn dial. It's one thing I'm not quite sure I like about it. Then manual for the function set button here, and you set when you press that, which, oh, I remember, this isn't one of the newer cameras that has the function set button. You actually have to go into the menu to at your stuff like resolution, compression, file format, which you can shoot RAW, which is a really nice thing. ISO, it goes from 50 to 400, so it doesn't go that far, but it has 50, so that's really nice. Digital zoom, on or off, autofocus mode, light metering, spot AE point, continuous shooting, either standard or high speed. It shoots at 1.5 frames per second. Review, time, file number reset, contrast, sharpness, saturation, and we go back up to the top. It's one of those ones where you have to scroll all the way up. You can't just press when you're at the bottom to do it. Beep, LCD brightness, shutter volume, auto power down, date and time, format, language, and the video system. I have to add that it only has a 1.5-inch LCD monitor, so it's quite small compared to some of these other ones I've seen. And then on the mode dial you have a very large array of modes, which I'm not going to go over because there's a lot of them. And then up on here, on this on this data screen, you have a whole bunch of info, which look that over there. Shutter speed, aperture, and all that stuff. And this camera has a 2.0 aperture. 2.0 to 2.5, so it's not that much of a range, but 2.0 will allow you to get some pretty good night photos. And also up here you have your macro button, have the flash button. Now you should be able to see that a little better. Nope, it's not. You have your white balance button, display button, so you can turn the display off, turn it on, and that will turn the viewfinder on here. And then you have your menu button and the set button, which will set stuff for you. See, and then the zoom is like a very slow 3x zoom that really isn't really that great unless you need a loud zoom. And also, for the video, turn to that here, it doesn't have that great a video. It only records. Its top resolution here is 320 by 240, and its other resolution is 160 by 120, so not that great. It only can record up to 30-second clips. Not that much for people who want to do video. Overall, this is a pretty nice camera, and it was definitely a nice camera back in the day. It's starting to get a little old, and okay, well, I guess this concludes our tour, and if you like our videos, please hit the subscribe button above and the like button below, and also leave your input, comments, and suggestion. We're always open to that kind of stuff. Again, thanks for watching.